A high dose rate or HDR brachytherapy emergency occurs when the source wire does not automatically retract when treatment delivery is interrupted or completed. During such an event, the authorized physician, radiation therapy technologist, and authorized medical physicist must work quickly and calmly to ensure patient and staff safety. This video demonstrates the procedures to be followed by each member of the team in the event of an HDR emergency at the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics. As the authorized medical physicist, your job during an HDR emergency is to secure the radiation source and make the treatment room safe for entry by other staff. Depending on the exact nature of the HDR emergency, there are many different error messages that may display on the TCC console. However, all will display with a critical error symbol, a yellow triangle with the radiation symbol, and generate the console alarm sounds, indicating the source has failed to retract into the treatment delivery unit. The following actions must be taken. Begin by trying to retract the source into the afterloader from outside the treatment room by pressing the emergency stop button on the treatment control panel. Do not press the power off button on the wall. This will only stop the prime alarm lamp from flashing. After pressing the emergency stop button, wait 5 seconds to allow time for the source to retract. Determine the source status by observing the prime alarm flashing and checking the message on the treatment console. If the prime alarm is flashing and the critical error symbol is present on the TCC and there is an alarm sounding, the source is still stuck. If it is determined that the source has not yet retracted into the treatment delivery unit, the physicist must enter the HDR treatment room to secure the source. With a survey meter in hand, begin by informing the authorized physician and radiation therapy technologist that you are entering the room.
I have to go into the room.
The channel in which the source is stuck will be reported to the physicist by the therapist as they enter the room.
Tim, channel 5.
Channel 5.
Channel 5.
Once inside the room, press the emergency stop button inside the room. While waiting 5 seconds to allow time for the source to retract, survey the patient with a survey meter. If confirmed that the source is still stuck using a survey meter, then attempt to retract the source manually. Open the access panel on the treatment delivery unit if it is closed. Pull the red unlock key out. Insert a finger into the recessed indentation and rotate the wheel in the direction indicated. Continue cranking until resistance is felt. It could take up to 5 turns at full wire extension. Do not turn more than 5 full turns. Use the survey meter to determine whether the source has been successfully withdrawn from the patient. Do not turn the key away from its treatment position. This will make the source impossible to retract. If the source remains stuck and the applicator can be easily removed, as in the case of a vaginal cylinder patient, detach the cylinder from its locking mechanism and use the long-handled tweezers to remove the cylinder from the patient and place it in the emergency source container. If the applicator cannot be easily removed, as in the case of a venetia or a prostate patient, first attempt to detach the applicator or the needle from the transfer tube. In an emergency, the physicist will know in which channel the source is stuck. If successful, then the source is either in the transfer tube or in a needle. If the source wire is longer than the transfer tube, place the source wire into the emergency container using the long-handled tweezers. The physicist will disconnect all the transfer tubes from the applicator or needles and remove the treatment delivery unit from the patient so that the patient is able to be removed. If the applicator or the needle is successfully detached but the source wire is inside the transfer tube, all transfer tubes are removed from the applicators or needles and the treatment delivery unit wheeled away from the patient and positioned along a far wall with the selector plate facing the wall. This way, the source is temporarily shielded using the afterloader and wall shielding while evacuating the patient and securing the room. If the applicator cannot be easily removed by the physicist and the active source transfer tube cannot be detached from its applicator, then the applicator itself must be removed by a physician. The physicist calls out to the doctor for assistance.
Dr. Klicka?
The physician removes the applicator from the patient while the physicist would grasp the removed applicator using the long-handled tweezers and place it in the emergency storage container. Now that the source is secure, either retracted into the treatment delivery unit, placed in the emergency container, or placed against a wall, shielded by the treatment delivery unit, a survey of the patient and the treatment room must be performed. When satisfied with the survey results, call out "All clear."
All clear in here.
Inform the authorized physician and radiation therapy technologist that it is safe to enter the room. Proceed to assist with removing the patient from the room. Once the patient is removed from the room, the physicist must seal the room to prevent anyone from entering and call both Electa and the RSO to inform them of the HDR emergency.
Hello, Radiation Safety. This is Joey.
Hi, Joey. This is Tim Waldron in Radiation Oncology. I have a stuck source in HDR.
Okay, Tim. I'll be over in about 5 minutes.
Thanks a lot, Joey. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Tim. Bye.
As the authorized physician, your job during an HDR emergency is to ensure the safety of the patient. When the console alarm sounds indicating the source has failed to retract into the afterloader, the following actions must be taken. First, assess patient safety using the video monitor display. Next, when the medical physicist enters the treatment room, don gloves and move to the treatment room doorway to continue to monitor the patient. Assist the physicist with the applicator removal if needed. Some applicators are more difficult to remove, and the attending physician is the best choice to quickly remove them with minimal risk to the patient. The physicist will let you know if they need assistance with the applicator removal. Finally, when the authorized medical physicist has secured the HDR source, supervise patient transport out of the HDR suite. As the radiation therapy technologist, your job during an HDR emergency is to keep track of the time the source is stuck, call out the channel in which the source is located,
Channel 5.
clear the console area and ensure the safety of the patient. When the console alarm sounds indicating the source has failed to retract into the afterloader, the following actions must be taken. First, write down the remaining time for the treatment. Second, determine the channel where the source is stuck. When the physicist enters the treatment room, call out the channel number
Tim, Channel 5.
Channel 5.
Channel 5.
and start the second emergency timer. While the physicist is in the treatment room, clear the console area and prevent unnecessary personnel from entering the console and treatment rooms. When the physicist yells out, "All clear,"
All clear. We can move her out.
stop the emergency timer and assist with removing the patient from the treatment room. Leave the patient on the zipper table during transport. They can be transferred to a cart afterwards.